Hi, Sophie here. So I wanted to share something with you that's vitally important. I just finished creating a coffee break learning session on this same topic, as well as some my micro-credential courses content for this. So they're much longer segments, but I wanted to give you a short segment on something that's really, really important. And it's not really that SEO is dead. This is just like I wanted to get you to listen to me. But SEO is becoming a thing of a past, and GEO, which is Generative Engine Optimization, is happening now and going to take over. So I need you to be a trusted source in order to get found. Otherwise, people won't know your company exists. And this is what I'm talking about. So over the last 25 years, we've had SEO. We know it was about keywords, getting clicks through to your website, getting, on the first page of Google. Now, it's not about getting clicks to your website. It's about being the trusted source. So you're part of the answer. So, how does that happen? So, in a nutshell, as I said, you're going from ranking to being a cited source. You're going from the behaviors and clicking through. The behavior is that you're part of the answer. If people are smart enough in their prompts to ask for sources, then you would be cited, which is what we want. The metrics is going to be a little different, and the winner is based on confidence and trust score. So, how do you build trust on AI? How you build the trust is twofold. One is the triangulation method that you may be familiar with because it's similar to what you do with search engine optimization. Your own media, the things that you own, like your about page on your website, like your blogs, it needs to talk about who you are. But AI doesn't stop there, just like SEO didn't either. It's going to see if you have links pointing back to you, authority links. That's what we call third party validation. So where you work, is there a listing of you working there? Have you been in press releases? Are there links of your name there? Have you, who has cited you as an expert? So that's very important. And then social validation, your social media. Are you on LinkedIn with updated information? And do they all match? Do they all match? If they don't match, if you happen to have created your LinkedIn profile when you first graduated and you never went back to change it, so your website says that you're one thing, your LinkedIn says that you're something else, you have an old published article out there that says something else, you're not going to get cited. So all these things have to be updated to be a trusted source, but you can even feed it further. So the triangulation model now has a fourth pillar to it, which is really, really important. And that is feeding ChatGPT and feeding Gemini your information. So you do that by building your own AI agents, which is free to do and very easy to do. And that's what I just finished creating videos on for my micro credentials course that I teach at Trent, as well as my coffee break learning online system. And it's very simple. All you're doing is you're going to each of them. And on Gemini, you're creating something called a gem, which is fairly new. And on ChatGPT, you're creating something called a GPT. And I'm going to share with you what they look like and why they're important in a second. But now that also has to match your title on the other three. It has to match your bio. It has to match what you're an authority of. That way, you're really feeding the engine and it really starts trusting you. So, this is what you can even ask ChatGPT, hey, what should I do to improve my GEO? And it'll know what you mean. So, it's going to look at these three elements and it's going to now tell you what you should be putting in your ChatGPT GPT. And Gemini will tell you, if you ask it what you should put in its gem, so that your GEO soars. So we want to future proof you. So what we're doing is basically feeding and training the chat GPT by creating your own GPT. We're training Gemini by creating your own gems. They're very easy to do. So take a step back and look at all of your three areas where you might be, meaning your third party authorities, your social media, social validation, and your own properties. Make sure you're talking about you the same way. Make sure you're putting across what you want to be cited on. And then when you go into this, happens to be ChatGPT. When you go into ChatGPT, you can explore GPTs and create your own there. And what you're doing is you're looking at making sure that your title is the same. It's under name that you have everywhere else. So in my case, Sophie Andrell, MEng, AI strategist and educator. That's who I am. That's what I'm about. Your description, ask it for help in creating your description. Your instructions, this is telling ChatGPT how your GPT should behave. So when someone is asking it questions or asking questions about you, what is it that you want them to know about you on ChatGPT? What services I offer, in my case, my background and so forth. So what do you want them to know about you? And then you start that. They're called conversation starters. And the cool thing is you get to upload up to, I think it's 20 files here, where it will learn from those files about you. Plus, you can have it go to your website if that's where you want it to go, if that's what you're updating. So it always has fresh information on you, and you can update this at any time you want. So that's what a GPT is. It's free, it's easy to do. And on Gemini, it's called GEMS, GEM. And here it's very similar. You're putting the same name, you're putting in your what it is you do, and you're feeding it the information. So there are certain blanks that you have to feed in, and then the knowledge, which is the source. You're putting in your knowledge down here with your documents. And now remember, this is owned by by Google. So it can also look at YouTube videos. Anyways, I have in-depth coffee break learnings and other sessions that I'll be talking just about how to build each of these. But it's critical that you have this on your radar. It's something that you know how to do. And one of the things that's a problem is that if they don't match, that really is your enemy. AI won't trust you as much if all of these elements, these four elements, do not match. You have a low confidence score, so you won't be cited. So let's make sure that you are cited. And then one other thing you can do on Gemini and ChatGPT is feeding it information as on your personalization. So when you're working with it to help you create communication, it always knows what your brand is, how to react, how to speak. I'm a little quirky, so I like mine being quirky. I like bullets. I don't like long. I mean, so it knows what my style is. So to do that, you go in and to the personalized settings on both ChatGPT and on Gemini, and you answer certain questions. The questions are fairly much the same: your name, your title, specialization, where you actually. So think of it as your Google listing, really, but in a way, but it's also helping you stay true to your brand, which is very cool. This is how you get to it on ChatGPT, bottom left corner. This is how you get to it on Gemini, bottom left corner. Go to your settings and your personalization. And again, you can ask each of them what should be in here to improve my GEO. So here's kind of like a checklist of what you need to do. Look at your triangulation points. Ensure that your job name, your title, what you offer, your websites, your LinkedIn, your socials are all identical. You can even now start adding your GPT to it and your Gem link, because they both create links. Now that's really upping your game. And then you want to define your entity. That's the first 50 words. They have to be fact first in your bio. So, and credentials and location. So these are things that you need to know, that the first 50 words, it's almost like an ingredient list. Anything you put after that won't be as important to it as the first 50 words. Configure your memory in ChatGPT. I think I'm digressing now too much. This is what we get into more so in my courses that we take together. I'm probably boring you now, but just you're able to configure memory as to what you want it to see and what you don't. Do you want it to go to a website or don't you? And these kind of things. And so you're going to build these agents, we call them, on Gemini and GPT, on ChatGPT, and you make them public. And this is how we help guide you. And I'm really excited about that, just to help you understand at a high level. These are important. You can go out on YouTube and find out how to build them on your own. You can join my coffee break learning or my micro credentials course, but I just needed to put it on your radar because it's really, really important. You need to increase your trust and your confidence score. So I'm here. I'm hoping that I can help you future proof your existence in the world by leveraging the power of AI. Take care. Thanks. Bye.